I'm going to wait until some people get on before I talk. Let's see if I can. Hello. Ooh, there's a glare. If y'all are ever wondering why I throw my glasses up, it's because of the glare. I really can't see well without them. Hi, Randy. I've got my American flag with me right now. So it's halfway through. We're halfway through the day. Well, not all the way halfway if you count 7 to 7, but it's my lunch break. So I wanted to check back in and let y'all know what I've been observing. Hi. So, excuse my voice. I sound terrible. I feel terrible. And I'm very low on energy right now. So just bear with me. Pretty much anything I've posted today on Facebook, I've been trying to break the algorithm. I've been trying to penetrate the algorithm and see if I'm getting the same amount of shares as I normally do, or the same amount of comments and likes and things like that. That's one way that I gauge how on your personal Facebook page, which is what I'm on right now. I'm on my personal page. It's hard to tell what your reach really is. When you are on your business page, you can look at your analytics and you can see for each post what your exact reach is. But I use my business pages for other things right now, and I'm doing my live stuff more on my personal page, so it's kind of hard for me to gauge reach based on anything other than the feedback that I get. So what I've noticed is today I'm not getting a lot of reach, and I think it's because I'm trying to tell people on election days, and based on what I have researched and what I have watched and observed, Facebook has a built-in model for spreading certain content, and that model is manipulated. That model is used for days like today, so that people who are running a campaign or in the political sector, they can reach their audience. And so sometimes that makes your reach go down for ordinary posts, and you're not able to penetrate the algorithm as easily as you normally would, should it be just an average day where there's not all this other content circulating. Back to what I was talking about earlier. Hi everyone. Back to what I was talking about earlier, as far as Cambridge Analytica and the things that are involved in social media being used as a tool for gaining votes, etc., etc. I'm not sure how that plays on the scale of this specific race. I only know how it played in the 2016 election because that's what I've mainly studied. But I'm going to give y'all a brief understanding of what I am saying when I refer to that, because I'm not sure if many of you have actually looked into that a whole lot. So basically, Facebook has a way of creating this personality quiz type thing, and everyone on Facebook is lumped into a specific personality, and I can't remember if it's 4 personalities or what it is. I'd have to go back and really look at that information, but just imagine with me, okay? Facebook has created, or I don't know if it was Facebook or if it was a group of people at a university that did the actual creating of the algorithm, but either way, Facebook has access to all of these people and all of your data sets and all of your information. And when they when they look at your metadata, then they're able to funnel you into personalities. They're able to tell, based on a grand scale of things, what personality you might fit into the best. Okay, and based on those personalities, then there are key things that they identify in each group, and the main target audience who is affected by the fake news, or I say affected, the main people who end up seeing the fake news, the fake memes, the crap, like the brainwashing crap that you can't trust, are the persuadables. And the way, I don't know the exact way that they determine if you're a persuadable or not. There's a target audience. That's what they call you, okay? And if you're a part of the persuadable audience, then on election day, there are like campaign firm or PR firms and people out there who run campaigns for people in politics. And one of the things that they do on the day of election or leading up to the election, prior to and a few days prior to, is they start just bombarding those target audiences with specific content. And that content is based on you and your friends and what information they have gathered from your huge data sets that can lend them the information they need to know what to target, what to sell you about this person. What is it about you that might get you to like this candidate? And then the content that is relatable to you comes to you. And I know this sounds crazy, but this happens, okay? And it happened in the 2016 election. President Trump hired Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica is a campaign, like they do marketing and campaigns and things like that. Their firm came up with this whole model to do this, and it worked. And there's proof that it worked, because you can literally look at footage from after Trump was elected, and he's like, high-fiving his team over at Cambridge Analytica, like, good job, guys, y'all totally swayed the whole public, like, good job, you targeted all of the idiots, good job. And so when people talk about Trump supporters in a negative light, it's usually because they are the persuadables. Like, they, in the Cambridge Analytica scheme, they were the persuadables, okay? Because that was the audience that Trump's campaign targeted to get the majority of the votes to swing the election. And so fake news is so real, and I want for people to start understanding how to identify what's fake, and it's really, really hard to do. Like, I pay a lot of attention to content, and I even have a hard time doing this. So, but the reason it is so important to do is because on days like today, there are people who just sit on their phone and look at memes, okay, and look at random content and base their vote on that content. And you don't know who's making that content. You don't know if that content is true or false. So it is your responsibility to go look into the matter, because they're betting on you not looking into the matter. And Facebook is just now under fire for this. They're just now implementing, they're supposed to be implementing different things to make sure that fake news can't make it that far, or to eliminate it before it gets to the people. But it's still happening, because think about it this way, okay? If I, Kayla Camp, wanted to get on the internet and post a fake, yes, always research your candidate. If I wanted to get on the internet and just today, let's just say today, I had a bunch of fake news memes that I created based off of just random stuff I thought I would try to tell the public, it could happen. Like, I could share that stuff. So if I could do that, then apply that on a larger scale and assume that it is being done, because it is being done. So, today I've been watching social media. It seems like the algorithm is difficult to penetrate today. Nothing I'm posting is being seen. I'm not really posting much on my business account, so I cannot tell you what the reach is for sure. I can only tell you from my personal account what I'm getting based off of what I normally get. So that tells me right there that I'm thinking mostly certain content's probably being filtered out today, and they're probably pushing certain other content to get that seen more. I haven't gotten a whole lot of updates from people at Yes, this has been done for years, absolutely. But it's reached a point where it's no longer right or fair. It's not fair for people to be under this type of brainwash and to not be aware of it, and for it to be happening on a. Here's my problem. People are getting emotionally distraught over the fake news, okay? People are losing their mind. It is affecting people on an emotional level. When you watch the elections and you watch bad fake news coming out, and it's like slaughtered children and all this stuff that affects people mentally and emotionally, and they don't even realize that the reason they're getting that content in their face is because they're part of a persuadable target audience, that isn't fair. Okay, that's playing with people's emotions and their mental health, and it isn't fair. So, that I won't go into that. But today, what I'm noticing is not much is going on. The ads I've seen so far, I haven't seen many great ads so far. I would love it if anyone has found any great ads or like commercials or marketing things that are funny to send them to me, because I haven't really seen much. It's kind of interesting. In my experience, reach on business pages really sucks unless you're paying for ads. Yeah, it does. It's really hard. Like, Facebook is constantly changing in that respect. You have to constantly be getting up, learning more and more about the changes that are coming to get to the point where you can penetrate the algorithm, and then to continue doing it consistently. Because once you get there, you want to build your scheduling and your posts and things based off of what works. So I want to hear from y'all. Have y'all been to the polls today? Who has? And I know I see a few people in Mississippi here. I see a few people that may not be. Hey, Suzanne. Hey. Randy, you said you were going later, huh? After work. My mom went. She told me she voted for Jim Hood. I'm going to try to go after work today and do some videos and take some pictures. I've just been, I've been referencing this Cambridge Analytica thing, and I felt like on today it was very relevant, and I wanted to dive into that a little bit deeper because it's a real thing. Hey, Mark, what part of Mississippi are you from? Sometimes it takes a minute for me to get a response. Byram. Where is that? I don't know where that is. Wait, I think I've heard of Byram. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else I'm on here to talk about, but I do want, if y'all don't mind, like, if y'all get any good footage, or if you see any good memes, send them to me, because I'm trying to compile a folder for that. I want to study the local level stuff a little more, because I've studied a whole lot on the larger scale. I kind of want to learn how to create a campaign for someone, I think. Hey, Kyle. Just south of Jackson. Hey, Lindsay. Lindsay, I need a spray tan. But I sweat so much that every time I get a spray tan, I just sweat it off like in an hour. I'm sure that's TMI. Okay, so another thing I want, I haven't either, Randy. I haven't either. It's kind of disappointing. We need to step up our game, I think. Maybe I should introduce this to some people and give them some ideas. Not like they don't know, but, And another thing with Cambridge Analytica, here's the other side that's a bright, sunshine, happy place that I like to live in. If it can be done on that catastrophic level, then think about the opposite effect. Think about it. Here's my mentality. No, but the info being sent out to us, propaganda from both sides, it needs to stop because our country is being divided. Yes, it is. That's true. It's okay. Like, I think half of journalists, like 50 or 49% of journalists, have lost their jobs in the past 10 years due to most media outlets wanting to only hire people willing to buy into the fake news. And Okay, so back to the happy side of Cambridge Analytica. My whole goal for my platforms is to replace the negative with the positive. Because if each individual person who has a platform focuses on eliminating something they don't like seeing on another platform, then in my brain, that's how I tell myself I'm contributing to a positive solution instead of a negative solution. So in my line of work, in the PR world, if I can focus on really providing honest news, honest reviews, 100% truth, then I am doing my little part to cancel out what's happening on the other end. And now, here's another gripe I have. Yes, Mark, but they make it really, also, they do make it really hard to tell sometimes. So people who are just in the influencer world to talk about, like, their makeup and stuff, that's awesome. Like, whatever your line of work is, work it. But I don't agree with people who have massive followers and audiences. I don't agree with only using your platform to talk about yourself or to talk about, like, whatever your hobby or your guru stuff is. Like, I think that it's our responsibility to use our voice in any way that we can regarding this issue, because it is so serious. It is so important. And if you think about how, the influencer world came about, and for like the past 10 years, we have spent all of that time just regurgitating like useless content onto the internet that's, fun to watch. Like, I like watching beauty channels and stuff, and I post tons of selfies, and that's part of it. But also, if you implement some actual newsworthy information and some real shit, then you are getting the best of both worlds. You are bringing your voice to a new level where it can be serving a larger purpose, which is amazing to me. Like, we all talk about how, well, I'm not ever going to be a president, so I'll never have a say in this matter. Well, what you can be is an influencer, and what you can be is internet famous. And then when you get to that level, you can choose to talk about more than superficial things. So think about that. That's the line I'm on. I'm trying to keep it fun and happy and like flirty and stuff, because that's my personality. But I'm also trying to infiltrate the system a little bit. Social work. I worked as a child and adolescent case manager for a year after college, and it was much like a social work job. And I could not believe the way that here in South Mississippi we were running our community mental health. It was just absolutely disgraceful, and I will just leave it at that. It was not about the quality of care. So yes, I take the information I learned in a social work atmosphere, and I try to apply it to the platform world, to the influencer world, because there's a lot of things that need to be talked about. And wraparound services specifically apply to your community, and when you can't even do those type of jobs in the position of mental health because it's too based on Medicaid billing and face-to-face billable hours, you're not even able to get into your community and do your work. Thank you. Appreciate you. So I'm happy y'all all showed up. I'm about to have to dip though. I've got little babies waking up on the monitor. So hopefully one day I can make this my full-time job, but until then I'm just going to have to do it like this. And I appreciate all of y'all. Build that cow right. I don't know what that means. Build that cow right. Oh. Okay, guys, I'll see y'all later. Checking back in. I'll probably check back in when I'm getting close to getting off work, because I'm planning on going to the polls. I've got to go vote. So I'll see y'all later.